said to Principal Fish before the meeting started that I was really glad to have provided the funding for the auditorium seats, but obviously not enough. Only in Garrison Beach on a night like this can we get so many people out.
Thank God.
And you know, obviously this is something that concerns us all. And ordinarily at the beginning of a meeting like this, I asked to say a few words, but I really came here tonight to hear what you had to say, and so did Assemblywoman Ezell and representatives from Assemblywoman Weinstein and Congressman Wiener, and obviously Senator Golden. So the one thing that we clearly, I mean, the message is clear. There will be no Green Street, so let's go home and forget about that. I have heard the suggestion about a bicycle path and jogging path along the park. I think that we need to look into that, and I'm going to ask the precinct, and I'm sure my colleagues will join me, in asking the precinct not to be ticketing people riding their bicycle on the sidewalk, because even though that is technically against the law, it's a whole lot better than them riding them down the median. And that just makes common sense to me. You know, you enforce laws, you know, sensibly.
Common
that's
sense.
Something that we ought to do. So, you know, the other thing I want to say is, you know, for me, all of this started at a Christmas tree lighting ceremony here, I think in December of 2004. And for those of us who witnessed that horrible accident that night, I mean, I went home and wrote a letter saying something had to be done. And clearly we have done something that actually has worked. Right? So the traffic slowing, you know, the life that we have saved with the traffic slowing, you know, lines, we will never know whose kid that was. So something good has come of all of this, and all of us, and I mean everyone in this room, all your elected officials, all your civic groups, everyone participated in that decision, just as we're participating in the decision tonight, not to do Green Streets for other safety reasons. It would look beautiful, but it doesn't matter if it looked beautiful if it's not safe, and so we get that, and you know, I'm looking at these plans tonight for the first time myself, and many of the same questions, including how many millions of dollars it was going to cost. That kind of bothered me a little bit too. But I appreciate everyone coming out here. You've all been handed a flyer that has my district office number on it. If you have anything to say or anything else you wanted to do, I'm going to remain here until this meeting is completely done, until we're finished speaking. And I'm going to hear everything you have to say, and hopefully we'll get some good ideas of things that we can all work on together that we all want to see happen here at Beach. So, thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry I wasn't here for the beginning of the meeting. Senator Golden drives much faster than I do. We may have left Albany at the same time, but I'm old. I'm older than he is. I don't go that fast. In any event, what's that? That's a bad idea. But when I go to Albany in the morning, I leave at 6:30 in the morning. I don't know if Monty gets up that late. In any event, you know, from the very beginning, it was my understanding that anything that we did on Garrettson Avenue was going to be done in conjunction with the consensus of the community of Garrison Beach. None of the elected officials want to do this without your input. It's not like I wake up every morning and say, oh my God, we have to have Green Streets on Garrettson Avenue. This is not like the most pressing issue in our lives. But I'm only here 50 minutes. I was at the property owners in Garrettson Beach Cares, St. James. Everybody I've spoken to in the last month or so is opposed to it. I understand, I see what the consensus is. I understand it's pretty much, that's it. So, hopefully this is the last controversy we have in Garrettson Beach, and we'll have a very, very peaceful, I said hopefully. In any event, let me also thank Senator Golden for having this meeting. We'll walk out of here, we'll be happy, and I'll stay around for a while. Thank you.
Mr. Donovan, the guy next to you, he's had his hand up.
Okay,
give him a break.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what? He gets one last question. This is his first and last question. Or second and last question.
We all appreciate Mr. Golden, Mr. Fiddler, Alan,
They all supported us all along for the last 2 years. We have the Gerritsen Beach property owners, we have the Core Club, Gerritsen Beach Cares, we have a private committee trying to work out a problem for Gerritsen Beach. This is our community. You must understand. I'm sorry, gentlemen from the DOT. I don't think that you've actually done a visual survey of Gerritsen Avenue. You have to see this. It's unique. It's entirely different. You can't look at a map and compare it to another neighborhood. We all are part of the problem. We all come down Gerritsen Avenue, which is to the point south, and we all come up north. We all like to drop our children off. We don't want them to get wet. We wait. I understand, I'm a parent myself. But we also cause a problem for the next neighbor. We're neighbors. Let's try to work this out with Mr. Golden, the other senators, and make out what's best for Gerritsen Avenue. All we asked for many years ago was one traffic. Many Christmas tree lightings. This one particular year, we made a mistake. We all did. We didn't ask for the volunteer fire department to be up there. We didn't ask for the police department to be up there with the lights and cause caution. The one single year that we didn't have police presence, we now have a problem to change the quality of life for everyone. We have to think about that in the future. We appreciate the senators. They put a lot of time into it. They've bounced heads with everyone. They've listened to everyone. I'm not trying to sweet talk them. They're here. They make the position, and we argue. Whether we win or not, that's up to us to be sensible and try to straighten it out. It's not a thing against who wins and who loses. It's us. We have the community here. We thank the 61st Precinct who was on one side. We can't understand why the 63rd was on the other side. So try to keep it in mind. We're not here to cause trouble. We appreciate your help. We just want you. Please do a survey visual and see how unique this avenue is.
Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you everybody. That's all.
I'm going to ask Lisa, Doreen, where's Mrs. Fish? Miss Fish here?
Yeah, thank you.
If you can please create a petition and create it now and make some copies, and we can have these people as they leave for the request of that light at that corner. All right? Right now in this room, there's got to be almost 300 signatures. It's not going to take long to create. You know how to create the document, right?
Take the sign-in sheet.
No, you got to actually put it in. You actually got to put it in. You got to sign it to make it an original. You got to make it an official document.
You have to go office. You have to Marty Markowitz. You have to Pippa's office. I sent one. Community Board has one. 750 signatures requesting that traffic.
Well, we're going to do it again, and we're going to continue it.
How many more times are we going to do it?
Guess what happens? We got to be persistent, right? I tell you though, I'm not bringing back Green Street, so I will not be persistent on that. All right? How can Mr. Schaefer, please?
30 years we've been asking for another light by the school. Everybody understands the problem. We understand the warrant, the process whereby we cannot have one. A couple of years ago, the congressman told us there was a way to get an exception through the federal government, through the congressman's office. It was mentioned in a property owners meeting. If there is such a way, how come that all our politicians can't get together and get us our one light? That's all we want.
We voted for the wrong one.
Mr. Schaefer, thank you very much. You've made your point. Yes, all the way in the back. Yes.
I appreciate the work they've done. I've done this before, and I thank them very much. However, we have to keep on the subject of the light. That light request has been 20 years in the making. The last year, I'm not that old, so some of the older people might know. But listen, excuse me, are you listening to me? There was a female DOT representative at one of the property
Ladies and gentlemen, shh, I can't.
There's a female DOT representative at one of the property owners meetings who said, we don't meet the criteria. If I look back at my notes, because as you know, I am the